Hi guys, so today we're having a look at another Sheglam product. I am still using the foundation, I am still using the concealer, haven't been using the eyeshadow palette, but another thing that I'd picked up was this Mystic Contouring palette in shade 502 Nude. I normally avoid contouring palettes because I'm pale, and it's a contour and highlight palette, so I always worry that the highlight shades aren't going to be light enough to do any highlighting. I think we might be in that kind of area here, and a lot of the time the shades are really warm and quite dark for the contour, but we're going to see. This was $5.49, so I thought it was worth having a look at and seeing what I can do. What I find is with these sorts of highlight powders, two of these are completely matte, which means I can use them as kind of a setting powder if I wanted like a bit of a brightening effect. This would basically be a banana powder for me. This one at the end does have a soft sheen to it, and I think it actually would just and no more work on my skin. But yeah, let's get straight in. They are nice and big pans. It's 30 grams of product that you're getting within this palette. So I'm going to be brave. I'm just going to grab my brush. I think I'm going to go into that centre one because it looks cool toned. The other two look really warm. And yeah, hopefully we can get something out of this. Yeah, I think this will work. Okay, that's nice actually. It's blending nicely. It is a decent cool tone. It definitely looks more shadowy rather than bringing any too much warmth to the face, which doesn't work for contouring for me. I mean, shadow's never really going to have a warm shade, but some people do contour with bronzer, and I guess if your skin tone's really warm, it'll probably still fit in. Where did that come from? Okay. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to quickly throw some blush on. There's no blush in this palette. I'm just grabbing my H&M Cameo Pink. And yeah, we're not wanting strong blusher today because I just don't. But I think that one is a nice touch of colour. It is one of my favourite blushes, if not my actual favourite blush. So let's see what we can do highlight wise. I think we're going to have to try that Queen of Ice shade, because yeah, I don't think the other ones are going to. Oh, holy product pickup. Okay, now I'm nervous. I'm going to dab my brush off on a bit of tissue that's conveniently sitting there, because otherwise this might go badly wrong. Oh god. Okay. Whew. That was a scary moment. I'm literally picking up what I just tapped off there to do the other cheek. Okay. I mean, given that this looks quite goldy toned in the pan, it's very strange that the shade name is Queen of Ice. Yeah. It's a very, very soft highlight. If you had a deeper skin tone, it might show up a little bit stronger. But yeah, if you pack this colour on, it's almost, the base is almost deeper than my skin tone. So yeah, that's starting to show up colour now. I can't try and pack on any more for the shimmer there. I almost need to actually blend it out. See what I mean? Like, you can see colour against my skin now. Which I didn't want. Boo. Yeah. Let's just quickly swatch the rest of them. Time-wise... Oh, so many notifications again. Time-wise, it's just about 9 o'clock, which means I need to be leaving for my day. But we'll quickly look. So the contour shade we used was Noble Tint? T-E-I-N-T. I never know how to pronounce it when it's like that. But it's this one. Then beside it, the deepest one is Chocolate Cake. See how much warmer that is? And then Tan Goddess. Now you know that's going to be warm. Right? And then for the highlighters, we've got that Queen of Ice shade. We've got Vanilla Bourbon, which is the almost banana powder. And then the Bright Side, which, yeah, that, whoop, focus. Wow, come on camera, you can do this. Way. So that one there, the Bright Side, I don't think that would show as a highlighter, but I could probably use it as a bit of a setting powder. So we will see how this holds up throughout the day. I'm going to be honest, I've not got high hopes for the highlight, given how subtle it's had to be to begin with. There's... Oh, I can still see the colour from it. That's going to annoy me. Anyway, we'll see how it goes and I will check back in with you. Right, so I'm back and we're still contoured. Ooh, I'm still really liking the contour. The highlight, I have zero surprise in saying that there's no highlight left. I mean, it was subtle enough to begin with. Thankfully that also means that I don't have that kind of line of pigment that I had earlier, so that's a relief. So basically, the contours seem to work really well. Perhaps the highlight would if you could build it up more, but I basically can't while looking sane. Since I'm about to take my makeup off and start getting ready for bed, since it is 10 o'clock, I'm going to play with the other colours. So let's see how this goes. Let's play with that. We'll play with this one first actually, just because it's lightest, and then that'll be easier if I want to play with the yellow one. Or no, we'll do a side each. Let's do a side each. Right, so this is the Bright Side. Yep, that done 0. I can see the pigment in person, but it's not lighter. Okay, Possibilities is an under eye brightener. Possibilities. Let's try this Vanilla Bourbon. I'm just using a different side of my brush. That's not a good look either. Less good as an under eye brightener because it's a bit too yellow for, you know, my skin doesn't have a lot of yellow in it, so it definitely shows up as yellow, which is equally not a desirable under eye colour. Yeah. So, do we build, let's build up this cool toned one just to see how much we can build it up. Because if you're like me and you definitely want a cool tone contour, but you're still pale, or sorry, you still want a cool tone contour but you aren't as pale as me, you might need to know how much this one can build. Gosh, it can build quite a lot actually. Whoops. Okay, I mean, these contours are pigmented, right? There's no ifs or buts about it. So if you're thinking, oh, it works on you, you're pale, I'm not pale, it's still going to work at you. Look at this. I don't even know if I can make myself look sane now. Whoops. Oh well, good times. At least it's time to take my makeup off so I can look as crazy as I want to. Oh, let's have a look at the other two. So we've got chocolate cake. So that's, to me, that's a bronzer. Oh my god. Okay, that might be even more pigmented. That might be even more pigmented than the one that we can actually use as a contour. But it's very, very warm. Not at all what I think of as a contour shade. Bronzer is not my look. But if I did want to bronze up, I think this might be the product to, oh my god, right. See, I don't know how to do this, and apparently that bit of my forehead was a bit oilier. Grab the colour a bit crazy. Yeah, but see how like my face is just a bit like warmed up now with that? That to me is what that kind of shade is for, not for contouring. Yeah, so see how like my whole face is warmed up now? Yeah. Okay. I actually done a not bad job of bronzing there. What is this? Anyway, next one is Tanned Goddess. So that's quite blatantly a bronzer colour rather than a contour colour, but anyway. Let's see. This looks lighter and possibly pinkier. Yeah, see, to me that's not the colour of shadow. Because bear in mind, when you're doing a contour, you're trying to create depth, you're trying to create the idea of a shadow, and that's why cool tones. Let's just see how this looks. This is so weird for me, I mean, I'm doing a bad job of it in the forehead region. Not doing a bad job in the... Right, the forehead's awful, but the face I would say I've done a not too shabby job of. Oh yeah, it's so weird for me seeing this much colour on my face. That one doesn't seem to have done as much as chocolate cake did. But then I did say it feels more pink, and I do look almost like I've got blusher on now. Like, see, you could totally wear that as a blusher. It's quite nice actually. Strange, but nice. Okay. All in all, I'm going to find this very hard to sum up, right? If we're going to look at it as a contour and highlight palette specifically, I cannot use any of the highlighters as highlighters, and I can only use one of the contours as a contour. So that's not great. Bearing in mind the price though and the size of the pans, that wouldn't be the worst price for one good contour product. I would probably end up depotting this and putting it into a palette like this guy. You know, so if anybody doesn't know, this mirror actually has a palette inside it. It's from Riki, I don't know. So yeah, so I mean, I guess I still have to put it into the goodbye category just because it's so affordable. If you like bronzer or have a deeper skin tone than me, you'll get way more use out of this, and then 100% you're getting so much bang for your buck with this palette. Actually, if you were too much darker, would they work as bronzers for you? I think they would, because they're quite buildable. So I think it's slightly not the best named product. I would be tempted just to call it a, you know, just like a face palette pretty much, because this almost works as a blusher for me. These kind of work as like brightening powders. The highlight barely highlights, but it is a highlighter, I guess, because it's shimmery. And then you've got your contour shade. So yeah, let me know what you think about this down below. Would you consider it a contouring palette, or do you think it mystic that they're calling it a contour palette? Do I look weird bronzed up? Because actually, if I put my chest up, I'm still pale everywhere else, and it looks so weird. Oh, this is, yeah, I need to go and wash my face, because this is such a weird thing for me to see. Yeah, quick word, I know, I went AWOL again after just coming back. I am so sorry. I had a day set where I was going to film this, and I woke up at 5 in the morning with chest pains. My doctor ended up, like, I phoned them to say, like, hey, can I get a chat with somebody to see what's going on? And they were like, you've now been having chest pains for 3.5 hours. How about you go to the hospital, see the out of hours, and make sure everything's okay. So I ended up there, and by the time I got home, it was far too late to start filming. So I'm really sorry, totally out of my control. All the tests came back good. Well, most of the tests came back good. They think it was just really bad heartburn. It was so sore it woke me up, which is crazy. But also one of my blood tests came back a little bit funny, so we're redoing that this week. But I'm sure I'll be fine. So that's all. Apology out of the way. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, all that jazz. It helps me out. If you get any requests for any more products that I could review, put them down below and I'll get back to you. And I will see you guys in the next one. There will be a next one, and it will be on time. Bye guys.